An impartial arbitrator, Sarah Miller Espinosa, has determined that while Washington Post columnist Karen Attiah's social media statements following the shooting of Charlie Kirk may have adversely affected the newspaper's journalistic standing and were ill-timed, they did not constitute gross misconduct, as defined by the terms of the relevant union contract. As a result, the arbitrator directed the Washington Post to reinstate Attiah, who had been employed at the organization for 11 years, with full restoration of wages and benefits. The arbitrator's findings leave unresolved the question of whether Attiah will resume her previous role as a columnist. The arbitration record indicates that the Washington Post intended to reassign her from opinion columnist to letters editor, a position that, while preserving her pay and benefits, would significantly limit her ability to contribute original commentary to the paper's readership. A notable contrast to her prior columns exploring topics such as racial identity, diversity policies, and U.S. foreign affairs. This arbitration proceeding offers insight into how the contractual rights negotiated by newsroom unions can shape management's ability to address personnel matters. The Washington Post, currently owned by Jeff Bezos and undergoing a strategic shift in its opinion section to emphasize free markets and personal liberties, was shown to be constrained by the good and sufficient cause standard outlined in its collective bargaining agreement with the Washington-Baltimore NewsGuild, a local of the Communications Workers of America. The contractual language asserts that employees can only be discharged for justified reasons. Central to the arbitration was whether Attiah's conduct, particularly her posts on the Blue Sky platform regarding the death of Kirk, satisfied this standard. The termination letter accused Attiah of violating the Post's social media policy and alleged that her online remarks endangered the safety of staff and undermined organizational integrity. However, the arbitrator rejected the notion that Attiah should be held responsible for potential violence stemming from third-party responses to her posts, emphasizing that the threats made against the newsroom were the responsibility of the individuals making them, not of Attiah herself. Attiah's record at the Post was further examined in the arbitration. Her performance appraisals described her as a leading figure in expanding the Post's digital outreach and engagement with younger and more diverse audiences, accomplishments acknowledged by management prior to the dispute. Evidence was presented regarding her significant social media following and her stated commitment to amplifying underrepresented voices in public debate. This characterization was corroborated by management's positive feedback on her contributions to the Post's digital strategy. Her legal team highlighted the alignment between her online activity and her published professional work at the newspaper, which frequently addressed issues of race, identity, and social inequity. The arbitrator noted that the Post's editorial standards themselves permitted, and at times promoted, explicit discussion of race and gender in news coverage and opinion pieces. In her own writing, Attiah has articulated the view that her termination reflected broader systemic dynamics affecting Black voices in media and other sectors. Since departing from the Post, Attiah has established an online educational initiative, the Resistance Studies series, and has continued to write on public platforms about issues of race, identity, and American democracy. Neither the Washington Post, its union, nor the organizations supporting Attiah provided immediate comment on the arbitrator's decision. This case underscores the complex interplay of editorial autonomy, labor rights, and institutional accountability within American news organizations. Want to make sure you never miss our L.